Okay, so today we will be discussing the writing process. We will review the things you might already know and solidify the things you might not be sure about. You should have your notes page and the writing assessment for later. Let's get started. So first you want to preview the goals for the writing process. This will help establish direction for your planning and writing. First, focus, including important details that allow the reader to understand your story. 2. Organization. Organize your story so that it makes sense. Every event leads to another. 3. Development of ideas. Think carefully about what you want to include in your story. Make sure it is relevant to your story, whether it be characters, events, or setting. 4. Voice. When you're writing a story, you want to use language and vocabulary that conveys your personality. Make sure your story is unique and interesting. Conventions. In your story, you want to make sure you use proper grammar, sentence structure, punctuation, capitalization, and spelling. What is pre-writing? Pre-writing is the first stage of the writing process. First, you want to list out possible topics for your writing, organize your ideas, and choose one that would be best. Then, once you have chosen your topic, write a couple of sentences explaining why you have chosen to write about it. Finally, create a sequence of events that will take place in your writing. This step will be the base and guide of your writing. What is drafting? Drafting is the primary writing step, using the pre-writing plan as a guide. During this process, you want to get all your thoughts down on paper in the form of a story. Although your story doesn't have to be perfect, you do want to follow a plot to make sure your story makes sense. There will be errors in your draft, but make sure you use your pre-writing as a guide. Writing your first draft will prepare you for your final piece. What is revising? Revising is reviewing your work to improve your story. Ask yourself this: are your ideas clear and well thought out? Is your main idea included and supported throughout your story? Does your story follow a plot? Does your story flow and make sense? Have you included rich and interesting vocabulary? Have you written in a style that will help connect to the audience? And have you included unnecessary information and details? If so, take time to remove them. If possible, have someone else review your work as well. Try and make as many changes as necessary to improve your writing. What is editing? Editing is preparing a piece of writing by correcting, condensing, or otherwise modifying it. Edit for correctness by checking for grammar, mechanics, and spelling errors. Again, ask someone to evaluate your work and check your writing for errors. After this step, you're ready for your final draft. What is a final draft? A final draft is the final version of your writing, usually after a series of editing and rewriting. You're ready for your final draft. For this step, you will be putting your final work and corrections onto paper. This will be the final step, and there should not be any mistakes in your final draft. Okay, now you will complete the writing assessment. Make sure to follow the prompt. And now it's time to get started with your assessment.